Welcome to the second video from my series where I try to paint all the flowers in the Watercolor Flower Artist Bible. It's a book edited by Claire Waite Brown where she presents several watercolor paintings and techniques of flowers. She groups the flowers by color, so that's pretty nice. I've never seen that before. I was quite impressed with this arrangement. Having the flowers grouped by color is definitely an opportunity to play with the same hue, try different tones, values, different combinations, and with watercolor, different pigments, and so on and so forth. For this sketch, I try to use some technique that I learned from a recent book I picked up on the online library. It's Sketch Now, Think Later by Mike Yoshiaki. His book focuses on sketching, urban sketching, sketching every day. And he suggests to use ink straight on without any pencil drawing, no preliminary drawing. And although the accuracy might not be that great, your drawing will still look good because you kind of maintain the spontaneity, the energy, and capture some of the dynamics of the process. So as you've seen with this carnation, I tried to skip the pencil, went straight for my pen, and I'm using the Pigma Micron, and I think it was a 0.5. I was a little nervous, and as you can see my sketch, I'm still using those broken lines. I don't know why. I feel like it's easier to correct if I miss anything instead of just having like a whole continuous line. Hopefully I'll improve that, and my line, I'll be more happy with the lines and how they turn out. Also the proportions are a little off. I feel like in the drawing the petals are slightly bigger than the that part of the flower where the petals are coming out of. I'm not sure how it's called. Anyway, I use that the pen to create the border around my drawing. I'm trying to get some repetition because at the end, when I look at all my paintings, I want to see some sort of cohesive, continuous elements. Although I might try different things with the drawing itself, like in this case, skipping the lines and coming up with slightly different painting. The colors I use, again, the Da Vinci watercolor set that Denise curated. Although she paints animals, I think, especially for the red flowers, the colors are great. I feel like I have enough variety within the reds and the shades I can accomplish. I'm trying to use that yellow underpainting to create a luminosity, kind of create the illusion that there's sun coming through the petals or light reflecting off the petals. I'm trying to create the textures of the flowers by almost drawing lines with my brush, and the brush I'm using is Princeton Elite, a number 12, and I'm not sure if it has a different, just as a long round, maybe because the bristles come to a longer point that's very narrow. And I've noticed I've been using this brush for almost everything because of its versatility, and I tend to draw rather than paint, create lines and shapes with my brush. So this is the first layer. I didn't let the yellow dry. That's probably something I should try just to see how I like the look. of the flowers. If I have more patience to try the layers in between applying a new layer. But this is the Canson Excel watercolor paper. It has no cotton in it, so layering is not its strong point. I do like the way especially hard edges form on this paper, and you can see by the upper part of the flowers, the paper stays wet for a long time, especially in certain areas. I'm not sure if I just put more water on that spot, or the paper consistency is different. Here I'm preparing my second layer while I try to create some depth, decrease the value of the color. And when applying paint in a wet area, you can see the paint is spreading out. Sometimes it can cover areas I want to leave lighter, and also the paint is gonna lose some of its darkness. It's gonna pretty much get diluted by the water that's already on the paper. This red shade, I think it's probably one of my favorites so far. I use more of the Da Vinci red. It's a color that I like by itself a lot, but I'm not very confident in mixing it with other colors. I try to use it more for this, and you'll see in my next painting for the poppy, I think I was able to capture more of what I think this color should look like a true red, in my opinion, orange red maybe for others. For this flower, the example that was present in the book, it had a lot of values like the midtones, the highlights. I felt like they were a little bit random. There was no clear source of light. So here I'm trying just to create some definition to the petals, create some interest. And you can see kind of create those tiny lines for the texture of the petals. And again, I'm trying to figure out how to create an even darker red. And I think at one point I'm mixing some of the green, and it's probably Denise's green, which has become my favorite green. Mixing it with red, it creates a really nice complementary. It creates very dark colors with interesting shades of burgundy, browns, or even like dark desaturated greens. And I use a little bit for the green part of the flower to create kind of low lights and some interesting accents. Connect the top of the flower with the rest of the painting. Sometimes I do this, especially when I switch between colors in a drawing with two different elements. I'm trying to keep to let the upper part, like or one area of the painting, dry while I work on a different color, just so when I add some layer or some definition, they will show off a little better. And you saw me earlier, I'm using some of the green gold. That's my favorite green to use for areas of the flowers that are in light. And again, there's no accuracy really in the shadows and highlights for this particular drawing. But I was really trying to capture the shape, some of the textures, and playing with reds in different combination, creating interests and mixes that would look good together. You see here the midtones, I feel like they're the hardest part to paint. I'm trying to create that by drawing some of the darker color towards the lighter area and trying not to cover and lose my highlights altogether. Again, creating that edge. And then you'll see me mix some greens for even more dark definition of the petals in the inside part of the flower. I was kind of nervous about putting together this series. I'm not sure if I'll be able to continue or not, but I hope by creating this kind of videos where I speed up the drawing process and putting on the voiceover would help me continue and hopefully finish painting, drawing all the flowers in this book. That's it for this one. I'm just putting in the colors I used and then the name of the flower. And I'll see you in my next drawing. Thank you.